What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dirt to Whiskey with Mike and Billy and special guest Nick Psomas of
What
Peak
up?
Suspension. What's
There
up,
you
Mike?
go. Not much. So what day is it today?
St. Patty's Day.
It is St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
So, being that it's St. Patrick's Day, the whiskey I chose is Jameson. Because what other whiskey are you going to pick to fight every guy in the bar or a cop or hit on some 300-pound whale? It's going to be Jameson.
Well, anyway, I'm going to
Wow.
get something else.
Yeah. So we're drinking Jameson. I got the stout edition, whiskey finished in craft beer barrels. It's actually pretty good. It's got a little bit of, Nick doesn't like it because it's a little sweet. And we got just a typical bottle of Jameson right here. We're already a couple glasses in, as you probably guessed. It is St. Patrick's Day, so after I think we do this, we're gonna go crush some tacos because that's Irish.
Yes.
So how you doing?
I'm doing
Billy?
good, man. I'm doing good. I feel a little lonely. I just haven't watched you sit with somebody else since I moved up here, and it's hard.
Are you jealous?
A little bit.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We got some St. Patty's Day parades going on out here, so I'm sure I will find something to get into.
You always do.
Yeah. Starting to learn the lay of the land.
Are you enjoying it so far?
I do. It's for sure a culture shock. It is so different on the day-to-day operations. Obviously, for what we like to do in our camping and getting out, it's pretty epic, but you know, everything else is just at a different pace, and it's harder to get stuff up here for sure.
Slower though, right? Like a slower pace of things.
Yeah, nothing's open on the weekends, so that's good and bad. So for work, I don't ever have to work weekends, things like that.
So they're just not open on the weekend.
Not much is, man.
Wow. You remember when we started in the auto business, and it was Saturdays were just starting to be a thing.
Yeah, and then I even worked for a store that went to Sundays.
Ooh, see, I never got that. I never got the Sunday. Did you ever? So we had that weird split shift where you worked the 410s. Were you part of that?
No, I wish. I'd be up. Well, I'm working 510, so I'll take 410s.
Yeah, I guess you do work 510s. You got the keys to that place, right? You open to close.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, you remember how they used to have to bribe us with lunch and services to come in on and work on a Saturday?
Yeah,
and then lunch went away, and then like gravy services went away, and it became everything no other writer wanted to touch during the week, so they scheduled it on your Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
How's the cruiser?
The cruiser's good, man, except for these gas prices. How come I waited for an LS swap cruiser and the gas prices go up $3 in the 6 months I've had it?
Yeah, it sucks. I don't have anything that's fuel efficient. I'm gonna start riding a dirt bike to work.
That's probably not a bad idea. You could.
It is street legal.
Yeah, I just and what is it up there?
I think we're at 460.
Nice. I drove by tonight on the way home, and diesel is $6.65 a gallon.
Yeah,
I did the math to go to the Mint 400, and it's $250 in gas and diesel just by itself. So I'm staying here.
Yeah,
doing this.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was thinking about that. Like, what are we going to talk about tonight? And then all these things were coming up, and I saw everybody start posting where they were headed and like the Mint and stuff like that. Dude, you have to like re-strategy your whole trip if you're doing like a big trip.
Yeah.
I mean especially going farther, Baker, Death Valley, going Eastern Sierra, it's getting like $7, $7.50 up that way.
Yeah, which is crazy because if you think about it, a year and a half ago, we were at what, $3.50 a gallon? Maybe $4 a gallon all the way out there.
It was like $3.30, yeah.
Yeah, so fuel prices have basically more than doubled. So your fuel expenses are basically double for whatever trip you want to take. And it's like I think a lot of people are going to be sitting at home this summer
Well, I just got the Ram, like what, February, March-ish, and
of
was-
last year.
yeah,
of
it was great.
21.
You know, diesel prices are pretty low. I could drive all over the place, get great gas mileage, and then like I can't even get 3/4 of the tank now before the card stops at $100. I'm like, I don't want to do it again, and just fill it up and keep going. And just like don't even drive it anymore. It sucks.
I just
That's
had that happen
crazy.
the other day for the first time. It cut me off and it wasn't even full.
How big is the cruiser tank?
I think 25 gallons.
That's pretty big.
That's actually a good size for that thing.
I mean, all they ever got when they were new was like 9 miles to the gallon, but gas was 90 cents a gallon.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't let it get close to E anymore.
No, yeah, I know. It's a mental thing, right? So if it's half empty and you fill it up, it only costs half as much, right?
Yeah, but now people are stealing gas.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
saw
like-
that. People are starting to drill holes through tanks again.
Yeah, Cam just mentioned that today too. But she's like, "Well, I should get an AEV skid plate for the gas tank." I'm like, "Why? Why? You don't even need it." She's like, "Well, people are stealing gas and drilling holes in it now." I'm like, "Damn, dude! First it's catalytic converters, now it's freaking gas. Like, man, it just sucks."
Hey, listen, meth heads got to eat too.
Yeah, the cat's
what do you
good
do?
business.
Steal gas? It's
You know,
crazy.
Cats are good business up here, man. We did one with an aftermarket cat. It was still a $4,000 job on a Prius.
Yeah, it's just the precious metals in those things, and now a lot of it come like there's one, I think it's rhodium that comes out of the Ukraine, and like the price of the metal to put in that cat has gone up 50% since all this stuff with the Ukraine started. My guy at Magnaflow was telling me that like cat prices are going to go through the roof, which means they're going to be worth more, which means they're going to get stolen more.
I saw they just passed a law today, right, to make it a felony.
To steal a cat?
Yep.
Well, in California, anything over $1,000 is a felony, so it should have qualified anyway. But what about Washington? It's a felony in Washington, then?
I'm assuming. I
Yeah.
don't know. I really
Yeah.
haven't kept up on my stealing
not-
catalytic converter laws.
It's not really our
I just-
wheelhouse.
I just tend
Yeah,
not to do that.
Yeah, right. Just don't do it, and you don't have to worry about being a convicted felon. So
Yeah.
we're getting crushed when the car falls on you.
Yeah.
Isn't that always an awesome victory, though?
Best case scenario.
Yeah.
What kind of gas miles does the Bronco get, Nick?
17.9. Doesn't matter what I do, where I go, how I drive. It just does not ever move. When I drove it back from Colorado, when I picked it up, it got 22, averaging on the highway the entire time for a day and a half of driving. But between average of city and highway, it's just stuck at 17.9, which is fine. It's actually the only vehicle I can put 87 in, which is actually kind of cool. But sure, I mean, I have a tuned Ford that I haven't touched because I don't want to have to run 91 yet with the gas prices the way they are currently. Because I think the cheapest around me is 544 for 87 and like 6-ish for 91.
What's it? You have the 2.7, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. So you could unleash the tune and have
The
something pretty quick, but
the
then you got to
tune
pay
is
for gas.
88 horsepower and 100 torque. So it's pretty substantial for just
the
a
That
same,
is.
same motor that was in the Ford Festiva, right?
I don't think so.
No, you're thinking of the 2.3 in the Ranger that was in the Focus RS, but you got
No.
kind of in the ballpark. It was
No.
a Ford.
It's not what I was thinking.
I would love a Festiva with the 2.7.
So are you gonna? I mean, do you have the itch to do that? Do you have the itch to do like downpipe, intercoolers, all that stuff, or are you just kind of
No.
over it?
I did the whole like build a fast truck thing with the diesel, and it was one of the problems with carb compliance and EPA bullshit, and smogging it was near impossible.
Reliability.
Yeah, it blew up.
Yeah.
But that actually had nothing to do with the performance mods. That was actually a great GM failure from their fuel injector. But short of that, no. I mean, I have the exhaust on. I'll do a tune, and that's pretty much it.
Cool
So-
thing about Washington, no smog.
Whatever.
Is there no smog in Seattle also, or is it one of those metros where they get you?
From what I understand, they just get you with registration. Everything's way more expensive in Seattle, but where I'm at, it's no smog at all. And I mean, when I moved up
awesome.
here with the Jeep, it was like $80 for registration.
That's crazy.
It is so cheap.
I was just talking to Brian from Goose Gear today, who has your Land Cruiser Twin, and it was sold to him under the assumption that it would be able to pass smog in California. Well, that wasn't the case, so he actually had to ship it back to Kentucky just to register it in Kentucky, where it doesn't have to be smogged, and he's in the process of driving it home. it's crazy the smog laws in this state. Like I can't
love
even
California.
Yeah, I love California too, right? I mean, we have Mexican food, great weather, but at the same time, I had a customer today who wanted a cold air intake for his 5.7 Hemi and his Ram, and I can't even get a company to ship me an intake.
Nope.
That's not carb legal. Like it doesn't even populate in my ordering portal.
Plus, there's just no cold air in California, anyways. So why waste your time with that thing?
Accurate.
hot air intake.
Yeah.
It was cold for like a week last week.
Yeah, it was cold for like a week. Up in Washington, do you call them cold water intakes because everything's flooded?
Strong. That's strong. No, you just lift them high enough that you don't have to worry about it.
So do you get hydrolocks up there? Or do people up there basically know to avoid puddles, not like people here in California?
Okay. Don't assume the people of Washington have common sense because I've seen it. It doesn't exist. Not even here. No.
For our 3 viewers in Washington State.
So
California.
you're right. What I've seen is that they just don't leave the house. If it's flooding, if it's snowing,
Oh, really?
like even our shop closed multiple days for snow.
Wow. It's funny. I know
But I'm not
Mitch,
I'm in a decent sized city, but I'm not in a major metropolitan. So Bellingham is like the size of maybe Anaheim.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's like I talked to Mitch Carter used to work at AEV and he also used to work at Warren. And when it would snow, Warren is up in Oregon, right? Well, they didn't have snow days. So if it snowed, you work for Warren, you better be able to get to work was kind of the company thing. So
Those are product testing days.
yeah, it's product testing days. So same thing with the Factor 55 guys in Idaho. So you don't get I guess if anyone has a vehicle at your work to get to work, it's you.
Yeah. I think it's not so much for us getting to work. It's about being responsible for trying to having people come down to your shop in like a Camry in the
True.
snow and the ice.
True.
Then we can't give out loaner cars, for insurance reasons when it's snow and ice out.
I guess that's true, huh?
I never thought about that.
I think if you worked for something like Warren and your mission was to get to work, you could, but
Right.
you wouldn't have an open house on that day.
No, you're processing email orders.
Yeah.
So, did we talk about this last time? I think I saw some new wheels on the Land Cruiser.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually went back with the Alpha equipped wheels.
Love those wheels.
I know those guys.
I do too.
Yeah. Beadlocks, right?
I did not do beadlocks.
Not this time?
Nope.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Which one did
No.
you go with wheel wise?
The X Commanders.
Okay, yeah, those are cool.
With Dodger Crypt Blue rings?
That's right.
Match the
Keep it
Dodger Blue
street.
Land Cruiser?
Keep it street. Yeah, I was worried
listen.
because we don't have a lot of mod friendly shops up here that I've seen, and I was afraid if I had any issues with a beadlock, I wouldn't find anybody up here to replace a tire.
Oh, they just sell you the tire and tell you to go change it in the parking lot. That's the same thing I tell my customers that want beadlocks. I literally tell them, like, if you get a flat in the middle of nowhere, nobody's going to touch it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So they'll sell you a tire and point to the parking lot and wish you the best of luck. So, no, good move there. It looks good. It actually looks really, really good.
Yeah, it fits the truck nice.
Yeah, well, with enough filters on it, it all matches.
You got the rust thing going on there and the faded paint. So
it all looks like one color.
But you know what, though? That thing is super cool. It's got a soul. Like, you can just tell by looking at it. Like, it's got stories to tell, and it's a pretty cool looking rig.
I dig it for sure.
When kids dig it,
yeah, they like it and they trust it. So that's a nice change. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep it out of the rocks.
Yeah, after the Suburban and after the white JL, they didn't trust very many things. So the fact that they're still getting in it every day is good.
Right.
Good old Toyota reliability.
It's reliable because it has an LS.
I was going to say with Chevy power.
Yeah.
You can get parts to fix it at the hardware store.
Like for $100. Yeah. That's
and
nice
I think
thing.
at this point, nothing's going to fall off it. It's all seized together anyways. So.
Oh. Yeah. So you never figured out where that thing actually came from, did you? Besides, like.
Oh, Japan. They come from Japan.
Didn't.
Yeah.
Dun-dum. Thank you. Billy will be here all week.
Right? I don't know, bro. It's a Franken cruiser. It's a hodgepodge of parts.
Right. Well, with the price of gas, are you still looking at going to that overland rally in the middle of Oregon?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
For sure.
When
Dude,
is
the
that?
people need it. They need to see me, you know?
Nobody needs to see you. That's
What
debatable.
people?
The people.
R10 fans.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Are they fans or they just want to see what kind of shit show we put together?
Oh, this is a shit show. So no. But we do have that one fan of ours in Australia. That guy, I follow that guy's Instagram.
Yeah, he's a
He
cool
does some
cat.
pretty cool stuff.
Pretty sure he needs to have us out at his place.
Oh, that would be amazing. The wheeling they have in Australia looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Crikey.
Right?
Well, the fun everything in Australia wants to kill you.
Yeah,
so
I was about to say, like literally,
I don't think I
everything
want
wants
to
to
camp
kill you.
there.
No,
Listen,
it's like
no different than Long
poisonous
Beach.
True.
overpass overland, camping right next to the Crips.
That could be our event, camping with Crips.
Yeah. Well, I follow some of the Australian companies, and it's like you can literally just go out and drive on the beach,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all sorts
Fosters.
of crazy stuff, like things we can't even do here. You can drive on the beach up there close to Oregon, can't you?
Yeah.
Didn't you do that over your trip over the summer?
Yeah. Yeah. I figured you would have saw some of the videos, but apparently not.
Listen, the Jameson helps my memory, but not that much.
Right?
That was like, dude, what was that, 9 months ago? I can't remember that. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a minute. And plus, nothing ever really came out of it because I ended up packing up and moving right after that trip. Not before I won a free fridge, though. Right, Nick?
Oh yeah, I forgot that was at that event.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody won that you and Joel won stuff at that event. That was fun.
Yeah. That was a good one. What I won, was it 1,500? Or
I
was
think
it?
so.
No, it was 2,500.
Yeah,
It was like $2,500. It was, what was it? What'd you get? Rock slides or armor? You
Yeah,
got
the
something.
rock slide armors, the ARB
Boost gear
fridge,
plate.
and
and
the
the
boost
fridge,
gear
right?
plate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
How's that ARB fridge working for you?
It's my end table.
Is it? I got the Dometic right here in my office. So
Yeah. Well, dude, I don't leave nothing in the car that somebody can take out here.
oh, you live in that great of a neighborhood, huh?
No, my neighborhood's fine. It's when I go downtown, I leave the truck. I mean, the people just get
Yeah, I
cars
guess
broken
that's
into.
true. I guess that's
Yeah.
true.
I take the kids to jiu-jitsu and it sits in a parking lot. At work, it sits behind the buildings. Like, just I don't want to make it easy for someone to break in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For a while, I was when it was crazy hot in our California winter a few weeks ago. I took the roof and the doors and stuff off the Bronco, and cruising around is fun. But then you park in a parking lot. I'm like, shit, man, I have like worst anxiety when I come out and find some homeless dude sitting in it, or like some kids like, oh, let's sit in the freaking truck, because like people are always looking at it. You know, it's still pretty new where no one sees them a lot. And the last thing I want to do is have some family and be like, oh, you just go sit in it. No one's around, and freaking come out of the restaurant. And there's like fucking kids sitting in it. But it's like
The parents taking their pictures.
yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like every day it's some thumbs up or like someone approached me at the gas station. I'm like, God, I know enough.
Speaking of gas stations, weren't we going to remake a video clip with your Bronco?
Yes, the one from Zoolander.
You remember the Zoolander thing where they go to get
Oh,
gas
yeah.
in the Bronco? Yeah. So Nick and I were cruising to lunch playing Wham
Yeah.
with no
Wow.
top.
I did my
Yeah.
best to embarrass him, but it didn't quite work.
It doesn't
Everybody
work.
Really enjoyed it.
It takes a lot to embarrass me. So
Everyone else enjoyed it though.
yeah, everybody else enjoyed it except the guy next to us. It looked like he wanted to shoot us in the car next to us at the
He was
stoplight.
just jealous he wasn't part of it.
Yeah, jealous. So
Gas is too
Um,
expensive now to waste and just start shooting all over each other.
yeah, no kidding. You know how much it would cost to film that now?
It's $50.
$50. Oh, we need to do another take.
It was funny though.
So do you have any, Nick, do you have any Bronco stuff in the works that you can talk about?
Yes. We're gonna look at doing the coilover conversion kit similar to the ZR2 for the Sasquatch trucks or the Bilstein shocks, because a lot of people are buying that similar to the ZR2. People bought that because of the DSSVs. So like with our coilover conversion kit, you're able to make it adjustable. We're looking at doing the same thing for the Bilsteins on the Bronco. Short of that, just working with other companies on R&D and development, and it's a slow roll right now. Everyone is either barely getting them or having, labor shortages and material shortages or whatever. It's just been, I mean, I've been waiting on shocks for the better part of 6 months, and I have a pile
Right.
of parts to the ceiling ready to go on this thing, but it's like I don't want to announce anything until like we actually start building it. But I mean, it sucks. This is the first
Yeah.
time in my life I've had a stock vehicle for longer than like 4 days, and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I've had shocks on order for you that were supposed to be in stock since what was it, the middle of November?
Mhm.
And then it was supposed to show up in December.
Mhm.
Then it was January.
Mhm.
Then it was March.
And then 2 weeks ago it was, oh, we'll have it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago it was 2 weeks. Then it was March, and then now it's September for something that was supposed to already been built.
Yeah.
So
It's going well.
Yeah, it's going well.
Yeah.
So the coilover conversion kit, because I've installed tons of those things. That's a great solution.
Yeah. So you can retain, the actual shock you have, but be able to get a level. It's just better than putting a puck leveling kit on a shock. You're at least getting to utilize the shock. You don't lose a whole lot of preloader travel, better ride quality, better spring rates. Because
Pick your spring rate.
Yeah, I mean, so the Bronco evidently is becoming like a Jeep. In fact, they just released a Grumper the other day.
Until they flop over on their side trying to climb a hill.
Yeah, that too. But Jeeps also do that. Anyway, so they have a Bronco Grumper grill now, which I was sad to see. I'm sure Angry Eyes are next. But most of the bumpers coming off the Bronco are very Jeep-ish because of the 2.7 where the intercooler sits. There's no room underneath the truck to like put a winch or a hidden winch.
Gotcha.
It has to be like an exposed winch out front, which I despise because it looks like a Jeep. So that's been a slow roll as far as fab companies coming out with stuff that actually looks good, because the people with hidden winches make like this gigantic like lower chin bumper that just I can't get on board with. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but
you're stuck. I think where you're going is that you're stuck having a externally front mounted winch.
Yeah. And so, I mean, even the funnest part is like, I love trolling people. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So like almost every day on like the off-road groups and stuff on Facebook, I always hashtag like pictures of the Bronco with like Jeep life or like Jeep things. And only Jeep people get mad. I don't know why you guys have this thing about like it has to be only a Jeep. And so like people are like, that's not a Jeep. And like they take me seriously, like I either don't know or that they get mad or offended. And it's freaking hilarious. So I'll continue doing it until it's not funny anymore.
So they spend a lot of money to be a part of that group.
Have you seen the Donut Media Instagram?
I try not to.
All they do is cap on Jeep owners. And me, I'm like, yes, please do more.
It's funny.
Nobody needs RGB halo rings in their headlights. Nobody needs angry eye grills. Nobody needs Chinese made texture like heavy powder coat bumpers that are flimsy like a tin shed. All this garbage. It's like,
nobody
yes, go
needs
after those guys.
Nobody needs 60s and 80s to run John Bull every weekend.
No. Well, there's so many variations.
Hey, listen, we may have people listening to that show that do that. So
probably a lot of them. But like the variations with Jeep design and builds are just like all over the map. You got guys with like 24-inch wheels, and obviously have never taken it off road with Grumpers or Angry Eyes, and you got guys on like 40s or 50s that also never take it off road. But it's like you got everything in between. It's funny because like I get Jeep waves from the Bronco, or in the Bronco I'll get Jeep waves all the time, and now they're even doing your stupid duck thing to Broncos, and it's like, oh my god, dude, please stop.
Well, welcome to the club. So
yeah,
I mean, the thing is as you know, I cater to a certain customer, right? Someone who wants to build their Jeep, wants to use it, and sometimes like if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's not how you're going to focus your company. But there's going to be plenty of people out there that are going to use their Bronco for off-road stuff.
So far none.
And there's going to be that corner gas station kit that's going to sell someone $1,000 lift kit in 22-inch wheels. Yep. And you just unfortunately that you just kind of have to
it is what it is. At the end of the day, like
SEMA needs trucks too.
They need Bluetooth drive shafts and 28-inch wheels, and just it's the reality. But like I don't care anymore, man. I used to really care about like, I don't know why, but like if people build their stuff wrong, I'm like, oh my god, why would you do that? Now it's like, who cares, man? You do you, but don't bash me for actually wanting to use this thing the way it's intended to. But like that's also the conundrum I'm always in, because I stupidly bought the first edition Bronco, and like I know it's silly, but I have this stupid thing in the back of my head, like if I fuck this up, I'm never getting another one again.
No.
And that's what like is always in the back of my mind. I drive it like if I get an accident, it's done, it's toast. I'll never see another one. If I off road and fuck this thing up, I'll never see another one. So I kind of, in hindsight, wish I didn't get one. But then again, it's like, who freaking cares? It's a sticker on the door, you know. It's limited, but it's not like that different than the rest of them. So just freaking send it.
Yeah.
Is it true that they're going to stop making 2-door Broncos?
I have heard the rumors. I have not confirmed or seen it. I wouldn't be surprised because the number of 2-doors is so minimal compared to 4-doors. And if that's the case, then my thing's truly a gem.
That's how Jeep's been for 15 years, though.
Yeah. Well, Ford's not Jeep. They actually make stuff that works.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Okay, yeah. Ooh.
Just kidding. That's actually a very false statement.
No, Jeep's kind of got it kind of perfected at this point, but you know,
I don't know, man. Like, I love the 2-door Bronco. It looks better than the 4-door in every way. It's just more proportional to like the OG style.
Exactly.
But I understand for the consumer side, the 4-door is more practical. It's actually, I mean, like
it's a business case.
Yeah, but I mean, like the Bronco Raptor, for example, will never be a 2-door, and it needs the wheelbase for the performance, the shocks, and like going off road at that speed, you can't have a 2-door. It's going to be bouncing all over the place. So it makes sense as a business, but I don't know. The other thing too is that because of the hardtop issue, only 4-door Broncos with soft tops exist. There's no such thing as a soft top 2-door. So that's why you see 10-1 4-doors because of the hardtop issue. So I think once that's like finally corrected, we may see more. I don't know. But I know out of the 7,000 first edition Broncos, it's been like, I think they said 2,000 or so, or 3,000 made.
So
like,
what you're saying is I'm not allowed to take a plasma cutter to this vehicle of yours?
I won't need to this time.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going hardcore.
Yeah. And for me, when I bought my Jeep, that to me, it had to be a 2-door, had to be a stick shift. That's a Jeep.
Yeah.
And
I debated that too. I wanted the stick shift Bronco, and I just recently drove Ryan's, and it's fun to drive. I like the idea there's a manual, but
it gets old.
It's not just that. It's that I think that it also limits you as to the performance of what that engine can do. Like by the time you're in boost, it's shifting. And it also, I mean, sorry, Ryan, it felt horrible because the base model has the non-Sasquatch package. So the shocks are just god awful. And it feels like you're on a boat. You're just rocking back and forth constantly like the old Ranger. Now it feels great because it's got iBock on it, but the manual is cool. But like, I don't see myself rock crawling with the manual. I don't see myself doing any of that stuff. You have experience because you have a manual.
It's a bitch to climb rocks with a stick.
It kind of.
Believe me, I was there when Mike was learning.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Was the Forerunner a stick? The first gen.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Wasn't one of yours a stick? Or am I wrong? No.
None of mine.
Yeah, the stick wheeling with the manual, it has its pluses and minuses. So climbing things, definitely not great. Trying to get over boulders and rock climbing, not good.
So walk me through that, because I haven't been with you off-roading, because you never actually go off-roading.
No, I don't.
But when you are climbing rocks, are you like ever on the brakes, or are you just clutch dumping it and like riding the clutch to hold it in place and like using the engine as like a brake? Like, how does it actually work?
The key is to actually have a really low range.
Yeah, like the crawl gear.
So if you have, my crawl ratio is somewhere around like 55 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
If you do like a Rubicon transfer case, it's about by the time you do gears, you can end up somewhere around 95 to 100 to 1. So you can literally let out the clutch and it'll just idle up rocks.
That's what I think the Bronco 80, and like I drove Ryan's in the crawl gear and I dumped the clutch and it wouldn't even stall. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, it will not stall.
Drives.
So
weird.
In 4-low, it'll override the clutch interlock, so you can actually bump it over rocks using the starter.
Okay.
So you have to slip the clutch a little bit, and it does take some learning. But where the nice part is, everybody that has a Rubicon with an automatic, and Billy, you can attest to this, right? When you're coming down an obstacle or a hill, you are grabbing a foot pedal full of brake, trying to slow that thing down, going downhill. And I have it in first gear 4-low, and I don't even have to touch the brake. I literally can sit there and eat a bag of chips with one hand on the wheel.
So I never ran
the engine.
Yeah, I mean, I ran 38s as the biggest tire. I never had to mash brakes.
So like you're coming down and you're in 4-low, and you can't take your foot off the brake, right? You got to like keep your foot on the brake coming down an obstacle. But like in a stick shift, you just let it idle down and the engine will brake everything almost down to a stop going downhill.
At that ratio, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Because I've had issues where I have to like be on the brakes. Not issues, but you're definitely on the brakes because you can feel it wanting to go if you get off the brakes. But
Yeah.
that's because it can go.
See, I
Yeah. I
just felt
mean,
like my Jeeps were heavy, so I felt like I had to be on the brakes anyways because it was always carrying so much weight.
yeah. I mean, that's true. Weight doesn't help. Especially trying to get something up and over a rock. Climbing's difficult. So, I mean, my 2-door, because it's so short, can get around a lot of stuff that like 4-doors have to go over.
Mm-hmm.
So I was coming down, what was it, Odessa out in Calico, and a lot of the stuff the 4-doors could do that they would have to go over, I could just go around, and just kind of weasel by it. Which it has its pluses and minuses, right? You want to be easy on the rig as much as you can. But definitely with the 4-door, you can actually carry people. I can't do that.
That's
I
a good
haven't had a
thing, though.
back seat in that thing in like 5 years. There's literally a roam box back there, and that's it.
Yeah, it's better though. Like that's the nice thing about having 2 doors. I have the seats down constantly, and I debated on using Brian's Goose Gear platform and just doing the seat delete
You should.
because the 2 door is small. It is super small, and like with the back seats up, the trunk space is super minimal. It does fit a Dometic fridge, which is kind of funny. I think Ford designed it intentionally because the door on the back is actually beveled to fit around a cooler, so that's neat. And then there's the plug on the side that's like right where it should be.
Gotcha.
But I mean, short of that, you run out of space real freaking quick. So that's, I've thought about buying a 4-door in addition to this to build as like an overland project, but that just shut down production, or they shut down orders, I think yesterday. And, I'm not paying over $20,000 extra for a stupid Bronco. But yeah, the 2-door, you run out of space really freaking quick. We did a road trip to Williams for Christmas. We go every year. And Kim's like, "Oh, let's take the Bronco." I'm like, "I wanted to take the Ram because it's super comfortable, but okay, I'll take the Bronco." Which I'm kind of glad we did because we went to Sedona and did all these cool off-road trails. But man, like 3 bags, you're like out of space. 3 bags and go to the grocery store to get food for the week, you're like done. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a long hauler, especially if any passengers. Like Ryan and his Bronco taking 2 kids out, 2 kids in the cooler, your max space. So
It may have been a little short-sighted for him to buy a 2-door.
well, he just got lucky. He wasn't even looking;
Yeah.
he just found it.
Yeah, I mean, once you take out that back seat, I mean, there's tons of room.
Mhm.
Like if you only ever have 2 people, which you kind of do,
90% of the time, it's just us.
unless we shoot our video, then we're going to need 4 seats to get to the gas
So
station
after that, we can do the Goose
for our
gear.
orange mocha frappuccinos.
You should fly out for that, Billy.
Yeah,
That'd be
Billy.
good.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like something I should do.
Yeah, with your shirt off, and we'll all just spray
Oh,
things
yeah.
on each other.
Hot
Well-
boy.
Yeah.
So I know we recapped on your trips planned for the summer. Has anything changed with any of that since we last got together and talked?
No. The only thing I got left to do is I got the ARB compressor for the locker, and I just got to wire in. The guy before me had a crazy setup, like Harbor Freight, 10-gallon tank just floating around the back seat with a Harbor Freight like tire inflator.
Oh God,
And
nothing's
he'd
as
hot
bad as
wire
that
it.
donkey shit that was on El Jefe. What was the Suburban's name?
Oh, El Padre.
El Padre. Yeah, nothing was as bad as that.
No, the problem with the El Padre one is I paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah,
This one
but
just
I
came
think
with
you
the
got a
truck.
good deal on the Land Cruiser though.
Yeah. So I just got to wire up that ARB locker, and then I could really start going more places. Since we go by ourselves and I don't have a winch on it,
Yeah,
I don't want to be open out in the middle of nowhere trying to find my way through the Cascades. So I at least want to be able to have a locker to get out of trouble.
If you do a winch on that, you got to take it back old school and do the 8674. You got to
That's
do
what
the Warren 8674.
the guy at my work was telling me the same thing, but they're expensive, man.
Well, you can find a used one that needs a rebuild, and Warren still makes every part for that winch.
That's cool.
So you could find one that's Holman. The one on Holman's Jeep was built in the early 70s, and Warren still has every part for it. So he's going to go through it. So you could find one for probably $500 on OfferUp and just go through it and have your guys go through it and put it on the front of the Land Cruiser. That thing would be perfect. That and some big old like old school KC daylighters
Yes.
and the big old like whip antenna with the tennis ball on it. Just own it.
I'll go Pia before I go KC.
True.
Not to
Yeah,
mention, I
those
already
are
have
good
the
ones.
Pia lights too.
Oh, there you
Works.
go.
That's what's on it already.
So you're hitting Bend, Oregon over the
Yeah.
summer?
I'm gonna do the Overland Expo P&W.
Oh, I was going to ask you that. Are you going to the Pacific Northwest Expo?
That's where the people need to see me.
Oh, okay.
Are they going to see Nick also?
Yeah, I'll be there. We have a
Are you gonna
booth
be
over
there?
there.
Well, fuck, I should go there too. God damn.
Yeah, we signed up
See?
for that. So it's the first one they're doing. So it's kind
Yeah.
of both selfishly want to go because I've never been to Oregon before, and I kind of want to explore a little bit. So we'll probably take some time either before or after and just kind of hang out. But it's it's the first event, so I figured may as well sign up for that one, and we'll do Overland West and Flagstaff. We did Colorado last year. It was cool, but man, it was a drive and it was a nightmare drive because we had some issues on the way up there. The venue was great, but the turnout was kind of lackluster. But Northwest should be interesting. I'm just
I think
worried
it'll
that
be
with
huge.
I hope so, but my thought process is they keep making all these new ones, and with so many of them, I'm worried it's going to start taking away from others because like Flagstaff in William or in the Flagstaff in Arizona one was like a destination event for any state in 3 states in any direction, so people would always come. But now you've got Colorado, you've got Arizona, you've got Oregon, you've got East. I think they added another one, so I feel like the more they keep adding, the less attendance you're going to get at each specific one. But I don't know. That's yet to be seen. So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like with the P&W one, there's not much that goes on up here.
No.
So this one will be all of Washington, all of Oregon, NorCal, and probably a lot of Idaho at least.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it'll be nice.
I'm hoping so.
Northern Nevada.
Well, it just got better because you and I will be there, and Mike will still be sitting at home like, I should have went.
He's like, oh, but the gas prices.
Yeah, no shit. The gas
Oh.
prices. Oh, I can't go. It's too expensive.
No,
Couldn't
starts
get
getting
anybody
bigger.
to watch the cats.
Cat sitter costs, gas costs. Oh, I just can't do it.
Should be cool though.
Yeah,
I'm hoping
I
I'll
think
have shot by then.
I took
Look.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I have the weekend off, and I took Monday off.
Cool.
So we'll be out there, me and the kids.
I'll try not to see you.
Yeah, no, I'll do the best I can to pee on your booth.
I thought this portable porta potty was for everybody.
Yeah, just
Oh, you mean Colorado? Yeah.
just right in his cooler.
Leave the coiler right there.
Oh, I was just thinking about peeing in his cooler, but I guess we're up in it.
Oh God.
Yeah, but you should, Mike. You should come out. It's
You should go. Have
dude,
you
it's
been to any
a
expo
one
before?
day.
I've never been to any expo.
It's pretty cool. The
It's a
first time I
solid day
went,
drive.
yeah, it's not too bad.
It's just a straight shot though. It's right up the 5 and then you head east.
That's it.
I suggest you do the Flagstaff one just because Flagstaff is so freaking cool and the area's cool, the venue's cool. I don't know, man. I love that event.
But the one in Oregon has Billy.
Billy should go to that one also.
Yeah, he's not driving to Flagstaff.
Yeah,
They
I
make
bought
airplanes.
tickets for the Flagstaff one in 2020. It took
How did that
a
turn
year.
out?
And they canceled it.
It took like a year to get my money back, but not because of them, but because they kept rolling the dates, and I still wanted to go.
It's good, man. It's just I just love that area. Like that's why we vacation there every year, at least 3 or 4 times a year. If there's any place I would ever move out of California, it'd be Flagstaff or Williams area. It's just I don't know.
And
Man.
every hipster.
It's not hipster. It's just different change of pace. It's like almost Western. Like Williams is bad. It's cool. It's just
Williams was cool.
Yeah.
It's just slow, and it's like I need that in my life sometimes. Like whenever we go to Flagstaff, I just shut the phone off and just enjoy like the slower pace. But then the Californian in me like goes to a gas station and deal with somebody who's like never graduated middle school, and it's like, fuck, dude, this isn't that difficult.
Staring at the cash register, like doing one finger at a time.
Yep.
Looking up your Dr. Pepper.
Well, yeah, yes. But the other thing too is the food. Like Kim and I were talking last time, like we tried to find Mexican food in Arizona, and that was a disaster. And like
They don't have Mexicans in Arizona?
apparently not up there. Not there. It was bad. I had Chinese food too, which is freaking god awful. But I've been totally striking out on food. So if anybody actually listened to the show, I would love recommendations on places to eat in Flagstaff because I could use it. We go often enough.
We
Yeah, my
are
dad just
spoiled with
bought-
food here.
My dad just bought a place in Payson.
Oh, okay.
So
That's like
he-
north there, right?
Yeah, he loves it. He loves the mountains, that area.
It's pretty. People think, when you think of Arizona, you think of desert, but it's like so much more. And one of my favorite trails is called Old Senator Highway, which goes from almost Crown King, where that bar is on the top of a mountain, into Prescott, and you can then carry on other trails and go all the way up to Flagstaff. So you can be in desert with cactuses by Lake Mead and be up in the mountains with snow in the same day. It's freaking awesome.
You got to
You know
explain
that's how
that
they
to my
say it,
wife.
right, Mike?
Say that
They say
again.
it. So you know that's how they say it, right? Prescott. It's not Prescott.
Yeah, it's weird.
Prescott. I don't know.
Prescott. That's how they know you're from out of town. But like we
Yeah.
did the Overland Expo, and normally you'd take the 40 through Kingman and go up, but we went around the 10 just so we can go through Prescott and stop at Whiskey Row first. So we had like 30 people in Prescott and Whiskey Row, and it was so freaking cool. And then we drove. So I guess that wasn't that cool. But anyway, it's an awesome place because like it's this whole Whiskey Row is all these saloons that have been there since 1910 or earlier. And did you just fart?
No, I'm looking at what the what. No, no, like our producer Kaylee, who's awesome, is typing something over here in the box, and I can't read it because I have the.
It says nice, way better, agreed, and then hi.
Yeah, it was
see,
like
I
an
can't
hour
see
ago,
it.
Mike.
For you old people that can't
Ugh.
actually see anything.
Yeah.
Well,
That
no,
was a long time ago at 7:21.
Ugh.
Anyways, so Whiskey Row, you should go someday if you ever leave this stupid bubble of not Long Beach, but Cypress, for those who don't know. It's
Oh,
awesome.
Cypress, Mike.
Cypress Mike. What did she say? No, something else just popped up. What is it? What is it?
Called out. So you should
Oh
know.
man.
So yeah,
See,
she was saying earlier that the 2-door Bronco is definitely better than the 4-door.
Oh,
Yes.
So
That was like
and
an hour
also
ago.
says
here's
that
for
Mike
Kaylee.
Mike
you.
sucks because he lives in Cypress and not actually Long Beach.
Not anymore.
So I didn't know that. I've
And-
known Mike for better part of probably almost 10 years. And I finally got an invite to his house a couple years ago. And I drove over here, and I've always known him as Long Beach Mike, and he's always Long Beach. And I was like,
Right.
get the address. I'm like, Cypress? What the
Cypress.
What the fuck is this?
Well, here's the funny thing.
like white suburbia over here.
So
Oh,
150 feet that way
yeah, you
across
keep
the main
saying that.
road.
And then it's the hood.
No, it is Long Beach, which is LA County. So the nice thing is I'm in Orange County now.
Oh, so
And the way Long Beach is going right now, I wouldn't even want to move back. They got rainbow crosswalks, but streets covered in potholes. So
well, that's the funny thing is like, so my girlfriend, her mom lives in Norwalk, and I was always in Riverside. So like we'd come over there and hang out and stuff. Riverside has ignored mask mandates since like day one, and so like I would never have one, and then I go into LA, and it's like, oh yeah, they still do this here. And even like a week ago, they had it still. And I walk into a restaurant, the guy's like, "Oh, do you have a mask?" I'm like, "I thought this was done." It's like, "Oh, well, we superseded the state's ruling in LA County." I'm like, "Oh my god."
Okay. Well, that's Long Beach, right?
It's crazy.
So it's like, I don't know. I haven't been there in a week. So it's like, okay, you have to wear the mask. The streets are riddled with potholes. There's homeless people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Houses are stupid expensive. The murder and crime rates through the roof. And at this point, like, I grew up there, that's where I lived for forever and a day. And, I moved out. And it's like I wanted to move back and I wanted to buy a house there, but like looking at the prices of houses, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like the neighborhood I grew up in, the houses are over $1 million now, and it's like
to
a
live
three,
in the freaking hood.
Yeah, 1950s like 3-bedroom, 2-bath house.
I did the old house thing. I'll never do it again.
Yeah, so I'm good where I'm at. So I'm in Orange County. Things are a little bit different over here. So they've never really kind of enforced the mask mandate when that was a thing. So, so yeah, but the thing is with the name, when I worked at a Crevier, there were, you remember, Billy, there was like 4 mics, right? So it was
Mics
like
are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, Mike. And it's like, oh, it's Mike from Long Beach. So that was kind of the inception of it. So,
And you're a Sublime fanboy.
Sublime. Hey, listen, I'm a Long Beach boy, so
I did not know that they were still playing music. First of all, so like
Bradley Noel's been dead for like 26 years.
So at Hammers, everyone's like, "Are you going to go to the Sublime concert?"
It's
I'm like,
not Sublime.
What? I didn't know this was still happening. And then Kim the other day was like, "Oh, my friends are going to Sublime on Saturday." I'm like, "Why is this happening still? Like, who's even singing for them?"
It's like
I wanted to go see. Listen, I wanted to go see Pennywise. That would have been a good show. Speaking of Jameson,
yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been great. So, Fletcher's the size of a human giant, and that guy's
He's a
just
big boy.
crazy. Yeah, he's got some crazy stories, I'm sure. So, but Pennywise would have been the band to see out at KOH.
I didn't see them. I actually
No.
didn't see any of the things you're supposed to see because I didn't know what the schedule was and didn't download it before we got no cell service.
I had
So, yeah.
zero desire to try and drive back into Hammertown to go see a band.
That too.
Yeah, so
It was a shit show this year.
you haven't really done anything since Hammers. You haven't gone. Have you gone anywhere? Done any trips or anything? Or you just been busy?
Been busy. I haven't had
Yeah.
any fun in a while. I thought about
Mhm.
doing Gold Mountain this morning and doing that in the Bronco and seeing if I could do it bone stock. Which
Oh,
I
you could
can't.
do. Yeah, the thing will walk through Gold Mountain.
Yeah, Mike just did it in his Jetta.
Yeah, exactly.
I did it in the ZR2 a while ago and it was freaking easy.
They had to lay like cement down for the Toyota guys so they can get around the gatekeeper.
Well, the funny part is, so my friend Mark, who invited me, was always talking shit about the ZR2, and he has a second gen Tacoma, and he's the only one who broke that day. And an LC80 broke also, and the ZR2 just walked through everything. I was like, "This
Hey,
is
Toyotas are reliable. Come on, stop that.
true. That is true."
You need some more Jameson there, Nick?
I've had through my third glass. Now.
Oh,
Yes, anymore. What are you drinking, Billy?
Oh, grapefruit, sparkling water, and body armor.
ugh.
Living it up over there in Washington.
And why is
Unbelievable.
that? It's not because you've traded your Vans for granola sandals. You got sick, huh?
First of all, they're Crocs.
Oh, is that what it is?
Do you love them?
I don't have any.
Oh, okay. So this
you're
is
the only one who has Crocs.
this
Nick.
is a big point of contention because I always thought they were stupid, and then my friend John went camping with us over at the Casey summer camp last time, and he comes out of his tent wearing Crocs. I'm like, why the fuck did you wear those? He's like, dude, because it's perfect for camping. You just put them on and you walk out and to the bathroom, whatever it is. You don't have to wear sandals and like lose them or like it's stuff gets in there. It's like a sandal but a shoe. And then I was like, okay, and I wore them and it was like life changing. And Kim wants to throw them away every time she sees them because she hates them more than anything. And the other day I was painting stuff in the backyard and I got paint on them. So I was upset and I took them in the house and put them in the sink and was cleaning my Crocs and she wanted to like divorce me. But dude, Crocs are the best thing ever. I don't care what anyone says. It's worth it. I don't care how ugly they are.
You're on your own on that one, buddy.
Yeah.
What do you know about fashion?
I know
That-
Crocs
still
don't
wear-
look good.
You still wear Dickies for Christ's sake.
Yeah, and guess what? I don't wear Crocs.
Yeah, you just wear Vans.
So,
Well, plus
oh, here we go.
Mike's Fred Flintstone feet. I don't even know if they make Crocs for him.
No. Well, I mean, I wear sandals 99% of the time, but this
I'd
is
have
like
to cut the front of them open for my toes to
Yeah.
fit.
They make big sizes. It's like wearing an off-road sandal.
Listen,
It's
if
cool.
Joel can find a pair of Crocs, anybody
He
can.
has them. He's the one who got them for me.
I know. Listen, if you do a summer barbecue, I will show up in an American flag tank
No,
top
you won't.
and Crocs.
So I have a housewarming party in 2 weeks. Think Mike's going to come?
I
No.
am
No.
absolutely coming.
He's not coming.
For you, absolutely.
He's not coming.
I try not to pass the Orange County line. The ghost of Richard Nixon kind of keeps everybody behind the Orange County line.
Yeah,
But
behind
no,
the
I'll
orange
come out
curtain.
around.
He's going to show up for like 5 minutes. Like, oh, you know what? I forgot to feed the cats. I got to go.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude, ouch.
Frisky needs his butt licked.
We've obviously known Mike for a while.
Yeah.
You're a cat person too, aren't you?
I'm an animal person in general.
You're a cat person too, aren't
I
you?
am a cat person.
Yeah,
there you
Mike,
go.
but you're the only one that coughs up hairballs.
Oh,
Accurate.
jeez.
I've recently become a donkey person, but that's a different story.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa, hey now.
Not that kind.
Yeah,
not
okay.
The donkey show.
Not the donkey show.
No, not yet.
Oh man,
Everybody's got
Um,
to see it once.
I know. You know, I heard it's a myth, and when I went to TJ, like I couldn't find it.
That's because it's
but-
not in TJ.
I got a story for that actually. So when I was like 7,
Wow.
this is actually a good one.
Oh, yeah. Here we
So
go.
my family decided one day it'd be a good idea. We were staying in I think it was Del Coronado or somewhere, but my mom's like, "Oh, we should take a train to Tijuana. The kids should experience what Tijuana's like." So I'm walking around with my older brother. He ditches me, and
In Tijuana.
in Tijuana,
Oh, great.
and all I wanted was fake Oakleys because you can get Oakleys for like $8. And obviously, I was a kid, couldn't afford anything. Actually, I think it was like 10. And I asked this dude, he's like, "Hey, man, do you have any Oakleys?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, follow me." And he takes me like down this alley. And my dumbass follows
Why does he
him.
have a Russian accent?
I don't know. I don't. Just go with the story. And so anyway, so I walk into this fucking store, and can we curse on this show?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
It's too late. It's been 45
we walk
minutes,
into
Nick.
down this alley and walk into the store, and he's like, "You like pussy?" I'm like, "What?" I didn't know what that was. I thought I just like, "No, dude, I want sunglasses." Like, no, you like pussy? I'm like, "No, do you have any sunglasses?" And so I remember looking at the sign for like a donkey show at this freaking like brothel I was in. And so he's like, "Oh yeah, I got this." So he walks over to the counter and like takes his sunglasses off that he was wearing earlier and like hands them to me. He's like, "Oh, $10." I'm like, "No, man." Like, it was just weird. It was my first experience with hearing that word and seeing whatever this donkey show thing happens. But yeah,
I got my picture in Mexico with the donkey. They paint like a zebra.
that's
Yeah.
It's on my fridge downstairs. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Right. It's a rite of passage right there.
No, I haven't been to I haven't been to Mexico since probably 2002. It's been 20 years. So
You don't go anywhere though.
no, I don't.
No, you don't.
I don't.
When's the last time you actually took a vacation that went somewhere far?
Oh, I tried to take a vacation and everybody got COVID at work,
Yeah,
so
you
I had to
did.
come back.
I remember
So
that.
yeah, no, I want to do a vacation, and Kim should talk to Erin, who doesn't listen to this podcast, so she'll never hear this. To talk her into going to Northern Arizona because she has that same misconception that Arizona is all rattlesnakes and cactus.
It's actually cold.
I
You have
know.
to get above like 90 there.
Williams is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
I'd love to get her out there, but no, I do have vacation time. Coming back to me that I took off and then had to go to work. So
Isn't it funny though? He's been promising to use that vacation time to come up here and visit me, and immediately he's already selling out, and now he wants to go with you.
I would go,
He's
honestly.
such
I've
a
never been to
whore.
Washington either. So
yeah, I love Washington.
Yeah, you
But
keep saying that.
I
but
mean,
you keep
let's
saying it
be
from
honest.
there.
Williams is a 6-hour drive. You're like 20.
There's an
So-
airplane to make those.
Yeah, but the road trip's all the fun.
No, it's not.
I-
Not up there.
Oh,
I
are you
build
kidding
rigs
me?
for
All the
my
stuff in Washington
yeah,
to go
okay.
see. There's so much stuff up there to see.
I
My
build
brother flew
rigs
here
for my
from Colorado.
customers because we're overlanders, and then you don't want to
We're
overland.
not overlanders.
They were
Dude, you
overlanders
are
and
the
gas was
overlander.
cheaper.
You drive a
Ugh.
Dodge Mega Cab diesel stretched out limo edition.
I do.
That's you got a 100-gallon fridge in it. You are an overlander,
Don't be a
bro.
hater. No, I don't have a tent. I don't have a
You-
bed rack.
You got a
I don't have a
scuttle the size
dashboard
of a
full of
satellite
comms and a
dish.
bunch of headliner patches. Come on now.
No, you're
I
there.
don't own a Scottle.
The last time you went camping, it was at Alabama Hills, bro. You are overlander.
No, the last time you was actually with us, right?
Yeah, it
For
was
a
with you
walk.
guys.
It was freezing ass cold too.
Yeah.
And
to where
Aaron went.
the body
It'd be
panels
amazing what
warp
happens
on
when
your
you're
truck and we
outside.
can get the door open.
Yeah.
It was so cold in Big Bear. Nick's the sheet metal on the truck actually warped enough to where he couldn't get his front door open.
Yeah.
So I get out of my tent. It's what was like 7 in the morning,
Yeah.
7:30, and I see Nick with a bunch of tools out, like taking the fender out of his truck. And I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "I can't get my door open. It's frozen."
Good
You
old
didn't have
Rambo
auto
quality.
start on that turd wagon?
It doesn't do anything for the exterior sheet
So
metal.
evidently, this is actually a thing. Like I've seen like posts all over the AV groups that people who do the fenders have this problem.
Oh, I believe it, 100%.
It's what 8 bolts. and it's
Well,
good
you
to
cut
go.
the structure out of the fender when you put the
Yeah.
big old plastic thing on.
Yeah,
So
you don't need structure. Just put a plastic fairing.
listen,
in there, it's fine.
plastic is the structure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right.
speaking of AEV, that 392 Wrangler I built sold in 24 hours. Gone.
I believe it.
$15,000 over sticker.
She probably could have got more, but I believe that.
Well, I figured they could have got more, but they just wanted to take the money and run. But the car market's crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys having like, Billy, are you guys seeing like super increased like
Oh yeah.
parts
It's all-
costs?
Everything. It's all the same.
Yeah. I got a guy who winced at the labor quote to put on a set of amp steps, and it's like California minimum wage for anybody with tools now is $30 an hour. $30 an hour. When I started in this business, it was $32 an hour for top pay, and that was like 1999. It's
Yep.
just crazy. It's like, yeah, dude, stuff doesn't cost what it did 20 years ago. You got to pay now.
I wish.
Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, there's a group of people that think inflation started within the last 3 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't know.
No. But yeah, guess what? They better buckle their seatbelts over the summer with the price of gas and everything else. It's only going to get worse. So
Yeah, it's weird though. Like I was just saying, my brother flew in from Colorado last week. And it was $43. How the you
Yeah.
couldn't even fill up a gas tank for that. $43 to fly. You know what? 3 states.
yeah,
It's freaking cheap.
airline rates are going to be the next thing that goes up.
I don't think they just need people at this point. Everything's been so slow with COVID that like they have no passengers and like they're just giving away flights. But I mean, he flew like Frontier, so like you may not even get where you're going to at that point. But I mean, for $43,
Yeah.
it's a
It's
gamble.
Yeah, Frontier is always a gamble.
Yeah. It's still better
Um,
than Spirit.
Spirit, yeah, Spirit's the bottom of the barrel, right?
I always
Yeah.
fly Southwest, but that's
I-
just because it's easy.
I watched a YouTube video last night of a guy who decided to take a Greyhound bus across the country because people said that they would rather take a Greyhound bus than fly on Spirit. And he made it as far as like Amarillo, Texas. And the bus couldn't go any further. And he's just like, I'm taking an airplane. Like they'd had a bunch of people thrown off the bus for fighting, smoking weed, this and that. Have you ever taken a Greyhound bus?
When I was a kid.
Yeah, I took a Greyhound when I was a kid. That shit was sketchy.
I want to rent
Yeah.
a school bus.
Yeah, I took a Greyhound bus and it stopped in LA and Hollywood. And all I remember, I was like 15 years old. And I was like, oh man, there's some super sketchy looking people on this bus. Nowadays, it was like a 4-day drive to New York on a Greyhound. Could you even imagine sitting in
No.
a seat on a bus for 4 days?
No.
Or the
No.
meth head behind the wheel.
It'd be fun. I always want to take a train though. Like I've only been on that one train to Tijuana is the only train I've ever been on. But I also thought it'd be cool to take one of those like cross country trains where like there's like sleeper cabs and stuff, and like a bar cart.
I took Amtrak from Union Station in LA all the way up to Seattle. That was a cool
That's
trip.
fun.
That was an awesome trip.
Do they have alcohol on that?
They had a bar, but you got to get the sleeper car.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, so if you get the sleeper, it's not cheap, but it's way worth it. I mean, the stuff that you see is just the scenery is just
Yeah,
gorgeous.
that'd be cool.
So yeah, no, it's no,
take the train to go see Billy.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah. It was
Been fun.
we left. I want to say we left LA like 9 a.m. and got to Seattle 6:00 the next evening. So it was a day and a half.
It's not bad.
It's not
Yeah.
bad.
You don't have to do anything. You just sit there,
Sit there, drink, read a
walk around-
book.
yeah, walk around and drink.
Yeah.
So you remember the times of a bus ride 15 years ago? You can't remember what we talked about last episode?
No, that's the thing with my memory. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm either gifted or a complete idiot. I'm not sure which one. So
Both.
I'm sure you both will tell me.
Yeah.
The latter.
Were you? So I know you guys are rolling out pretty soon to go get tacos.
What's on Kaylee's? What does that say?
It says save that for the OnlyFans.
Oh.
I'll give
Yeah.
that link out later.
Oh, so Nick does have an OnlyFans. If you want to see a picture of him in firefighter suspenders and a hat,
It's all
and
feet.
that's about it.
Yeah, and he shoots ping pong balls.
And if you catch one in a cup, you get a free refill on your drink.
Well, that went
Yeah.
south real.
Yeah, and pink eye at the same time.
Right. So, yeah. Anything else you got, Billy?
I don't. I like this interview though. I like Nick's energy this time around. He seemed like he really,
I was actually awake this time.
yeah. And
The thing with
No, but it
with
is-
Nick is, go ahead.
as I say, it is just good to hang out and actually just shoot the shit and cover lots of things and
Everything
see
and
if-
nothing.
see everyone's smiling faces. And you
Right?
got good lights in that room, man, because it always looks like every time I look at you, I'm like, dude, there's no way it's daylight in California and it's dark here.
Right. Yeah. No, it's sunshine of California, my friend.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No, it's no, it's good to it's good to hang out, have some drinks, not really have an agenda, just sit here and shoot the shit. Since we're all friends, it's kind of nice to just sit here. We started this podcast and it was like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? And like we tried to do stuff, cover topics, this and that, but you know, the vibe seems to be pretty good if we just, you know, have our friends on, shoot the shit, have a drink.
I mean, I'm super glad you ran out of all your ideas and had me on again. So that's kind of
Yeah.
nice.
Well, no, I said, who's going to
Yeah.
come over for St. Patrick's Day and sit here and throw down drinks with me? And it's like, oh, my buddy Nick, because he likes to drink and he likes whiskey and cheers, and you know,
I'm not Irish.
Right.
no, you're like half Mexican and what? Don't die.
I found out recently I'm not. It's exciting. I'm like 80% German, which is actually kind of cool. But
That is
yeah,
kind of cool.
I thought my entire life I was half Mexican, but I'm not.
So, so the 80% German will come in handy next Oktoberfest when me, you, and Popo have to go
yes,
for Oktoberfest. I have
the
the
grandpapa.
grandpapa. I have the beer stein right behind you. So yeah, it's in the bookcase. So Oktoberfest is
reigning
definitely-
world champion saw cutter right here.
Yeah, that's right.
We fucking crushed it.
Yeah.
In
so-
what?
Saw cutting the log with the saw.
Oh, saw cutting.
Killed it. We beat everybody. by,
Yeah.
like, a lot.
We went to Oktoberfest. So full
Bear.
disclosure, so we went to Oktoberfest in Big Bear, and Nick and his fitness coach, Ron, decided to take on a bunch of drunk girls, fat guys, and this and that in a log sawing competition. And
Way to downplay
shockingly,
it.
they came in first.
Way to downplay it. It was quite an accomplishment, I will say. I think it was like 7 seconds. It was like a
No,
record.
you smoked you smoked all the fat guys. Don't even worry about it.
And I had authentic lederhosen and everything. It was rad.
No, it was
Yeah.
a good time.
That sounds like
it
a
was a
party.
good time. That's got to be an annual thing. So
Mike
we should.
even wore a hat with a feather in it.
I did. I still have it. It's in the closet. So
Yeah.
we should just go ahead and book that Airbnb now for this year.
Accurate. Yes, for sure. Billy, come out. Oktoberfest is the best.
Yeah, it is. Bring the
Yeah.
kids.
Don't bring the kids, just yourself.
Oh, they seem to be my drinking buddies these days. Might as well.
Oh, well, I mean, shit. If they're going to drink beer, why not?
Yeah.
If Child Protective Services is listening, he's just joking.
Yeah. No, you just stack them on top of each other. They make 22 now, so it's legal.
Listen,
Totally fine.
my dad made me wait in the car and drive him home after he was in the bar. So that's a joke. But you know. Ha 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 ha. No, but I did have to drive him to the store on football Sundays after he drank too much for more cigarettes. So
Speaking of drinking too much.
right. So here I'll pour another one too.
What day is it? I don't care.
Yeah, no. So it's this is the St. Patrick's Day episode. So hopefully all of you have had a drink or two. Everyone's a little Irish on St. Patrick's Day. So this is going to air on St. Patrick's Day. So, you know, thankful for all of our listeners.
Yeah. I hope to come back when you have nothing else to, promote or have any other guests that want to come on the show.
Yeah, I have a list. I literally have a spreadsheet of guests, but Nick should be the St. Patrick's Day guest. So
Just like once a quarter, I'll come back and just hang out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going somewhere with that. I can't remember where I was going.
You're going to
To the
get
bar.
tacos.
We are going to go get
I
tacos.
think they might be actually here. We'll see.
So yeah, send that text message. See if our tacos are here. So
But Billy, plan on coming out for Oktoberfest.
yeah, if you
Yeah, I
can,
might-
I got an
I
extra
might
room.
be able to do that.
because we're just going to Airbnb a house. So
A-
up in Big Bear. So if you want to go,
Allegiant-
let us know.
Allegiant flies straight from Bellingham to Palm Springs in about 2.5 hours, and it's only like $80.
That's cheap.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So it's planned. We'll let you know the details.
Yeah.
So fly
Get you later,
in,
Hosen.
fly in Thursday. We'll do Oktoberfest Friday, Saturday,
And Sunday.
and Sunday. Well, we ended up barbecuing at the house. That actually was pretty good too.
It was.
Yeah, we had a good time. So
Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
yeah. All right. So
I'll see you at Expo.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and we'll see if I make it to Expo. If I had the over under on it, I'm gonna probably say I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Shocking.
mean, it's
I'll see you at
shocking.
Expo.
Yeah. As soon as he hits the Orange County line there, the truck just shuts off.
Pretty
Just
much. How did
nosedives.
you know? My Long Beach ankle bracelet goes off. I'm not allowed to go past Orange County
Shut
or
up
LA
about
County.
Long Beach shit. Cyprus.
Cyprus. Goddamn right.
Hey, Cypress Mike, let's go.
Cyprus Mike. So
New merch next week. Cypress Mike and the boys.
Yeah. Have you ever got any feedback from our guests or from our listeners of any whiskeys we should try? Any topics we want to cover? Billy,
You know, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think we've asked for a while. So we'll ask
ask.
when we drop this on, when we drop this on St. Patty's Day, we'll ask that question and then we'll find out.
We should see what whiskey our listener in Australia likes and try to review that one.
Yes.
That would be good.
Come back for that.
Yeah, what whiskey do they have in Australia? We should reach out to him and find out. Foster's is a whiskey.
That's what they got.
If you're listening, give us a recommendation of an Australian-based whiskey and see if we can get a bottle.
No, there's got to be one called Crikey.
All right, Crocodile Dundee.
God, what are you drinking over there? Crikey.
Crikey.
Yeah, it seems like a winner to me.
Crikey.
Oh, it's full of kangaroo droppings and deadly spiders.
Oh God.
No.
See?
Have some more Jameson.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is St. Patrick's Day. We've been drinking. So cheers to everybody. Billy, you got anything else you want to send us out?
That's it, man. Let's call this a wrap.
All right, send us out.
All right. You guys gonna bro hug or something on the way out?
No, we're not gonna bro hug, but you're supposed to go, hey, Nick from Peaks. I'll do it then. Nick from Peak Suspension, thank you for coming out. It's at Peak Suspension on Instagram. I'm Long Beach Mike. That's rocklander.project. Billy, obviously, anyone listening to this is probably already following the two of us. You have any suggestions for the show? Go ahead and Instagram Dirt to Whiskey and let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know what you want us to drink. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode we got coming up, which actually, you know what? If I can do this, since we've been drinking, let's see who our next guest is.
And then when something falls through, they're not our next guest.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, it's me again.
No, it's Nick again. Actually, Brian from Goose Gear is supposed to join us.
Can I come too?
If you want to, you're always welcome. So our next guest should be Brian from Goose Gear. So stay tuned. That's it. I'm done. Nick, you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, Billy, send us out officially now.
All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping in, tuning in, watching from all over the world.
All over the world.
And that's a wrap.